Probando, un, dos, tres. Un, dos, tres, probando.
Oh, now it works.
Ay,
But it wasn't working the other
It just
day.
needed me.
It works for one of us, but not for both of us.
Hello? No.
What?
This is some bullshit.
Bullshit.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Karen.
We're so excited to be back. It's been so long. It's been 6 months, I think.
Yeah, about so.
Yeah, it's been a while since we recorded our last episode.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot going on in our lives, but
We still do, but we do miss the podcast, so we wanted to get back on it.
yeah,
I feel like everybody deserves a dose of Karen.
and Kevin, but definitely Karen. As you can see, you guys, I'm wearing sunglasses. I just had a procedure, so I no longer need glasses to see.
Yeah.
I got LASIK.
Now we can see how ugly I really am.
Nah, I'm telling. I was so nervous throughout the surgery, and the guy, they gave me 2 stress balls. And
Two? Not
two of
just
them,
one?
not just one.
Oh my
2
god.
of them.
So
And they were like-
embarrassing.
She's like, here, hold on to these, just squeeze them little by little to relax. I was like, okay. And before I started, I just squeezed them, and then he's like, the doctor asked the nurse, did you give him the stress balls? And she's like, yeah, he has them in his hands, but I had him squeezed so tight that he couldn't see them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And he would ask me questions like, what's your mom's birthday? What's your dad's birthday? Just to try to calm me down.
What is your mom's birthday?
That's private. It's around Mother's Day.
I don't know too many people's birthdays.
I had one friend that remembered everybody's birthday.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like, birthdays are important. I wish I could go like more out for my birthday, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, life just keeps going. Like, who asked for this?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I didn't ask to be born. I'm struggling.
No, but honestly, going back to the surgery, I was telling myself, I started to, instead of like answering his questions, I just said, I'm doing this because I want to see her face without my glasses.
And
wanna see her
now
beauty.
you can see how
All the
ugly
beauty.
I
All
am.
the beauty.
All my pores. All my imperfections.
It's okay. But I'm wearing sunglasses. I'm a little sensitive to the light, guys. So next time you'll see me, my natural brown eyes.
Oh, you know what I hate?
What?
People that wear sunglasses at the gym.
Yes. Oh my
Like,
God.
I'm just like, bruh, chill out.
They're wearing sunglasses. I have my one friend that wears sunglasses. Remember I showed you that video?
Ugh.
Yes.
That's just like such a douchey
And
thing
the thing
to
is
do.
now it's sunglasses. I don't know if it's a trend, but they look like goggles now. Have you seen them?
Yeah, we're going back to the 90s.
Yeah, we're going right
That
back to the 90s.
really is. We're going back to the 90s. The whole just the whole fashion and I don't know. I'm like, the 90s were horrible. I was born, we were born in the 90s, so I don't remember too much of it, but I will never
We were
forget.
toddlers.
But I will never forget the thin eyebrows. Do not.
They were on fleek.
Just don't. You'll regret it. Everybody regrets it. Just don't do it. Just don't. Just let them be. Trim them up a little bit, and that's it.
Keep them clean.
Yeah, I don't understand the need to make them
Pencil
Sharpie
thin.
thin. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. Remember they used to tat them on too?
No, it's horrible.
Have you seen those videos where the girls are getting their eyebrows done and I guess they paint them super thick and they're like, here you go. The girls are like, this isn't what I wanted. Are you kidding? And
Oh
then
my
they get all
God.
emotional and then they're like, just kidding. Wipe it off.
I think that's so messed up. First off, I think pranking people, it's so messed up. I don't understand why some people have the need to play pranks on others. It's so unnecessary. So I watch a lot of those videos, and it's so sad to see these women legit cry, sob, because they think that they got a messed up job done.
Because it's paying money for this stuff too.
Yeah. And, you know, although it's semi-permanent, it's permanent. It's not like you can just wipe it off like makeup and then just start over. Like, I hate that. You know, another thing that I hate about pranks, when couples play pranks on each other.
I knew you were going to bring that up because we were just talking about that.
Because I hate it so much. It is so inconsiderate for your significant other to play pranks on you, make you look stupid in public, or like even purposely cause harm.
I was going to say it's to a certain point. If it makes either harm or like just kind of humiliates you in public, that's a little far. If it's something small that just makes you the couple laugh, I get it. That's fine.
Yeah, like, so it's funny that, like, you know, we're talking about like embarrassing moments and stuff with like the eyebrows videos, but like there's so many couples that I've seen. It's usually like, I think I've seen one account mainly where the woman will play not pranks, but will do like very humiliating things to like her husband, will like do his makeup really messed up, or like will just do like messed up things, and the husband clearly, you can see that he's not having a good time. No.
But makeup as in like he does makeup every day, or she just like, oh, let me mess around and do your makeup?
she just mess around and do his makeup. It's just for clout. Like, it's literally just for clout. And like clearly the guy is not having a good time. Ironically, they're getting divorced. And
because she messed up the makeup.
No, I think it's just, you know, after a while, like that shit just gets old. It's like, just leave me alone. Let me live a good life. Like, I don't understand the need to go viral and the need to like just do things just so you can get attention. Like, it's one thing if, you know, you're on the internet and you're providing some type of, I guess you can say, service, whether that is like motivational speaking or like some type of tutorial, anything like that. Like, that will be a little bit different. But when people just do random videos just for clout, like just unnecessary stuff that I'm like, you didn't have to do that, or like that was just stupid to do in the first place. I think one of my biggest pet peeve is people that record themselves doing a good deed. Like, oh, I'm going to help this homeless person, but let me record it. Let me record how miserable this person is at the beginning and how I, as a savior, came along and like fixed everything. And that is such a colonizer thing to do.
The thing is, I think that all started off as a good intention. Like, look, let's try to bring awareness, but it's gotten to the point where it's, I'm going to do this to try to become famous, because obviously they're going to give out $100, $200 to homeless people, but they're going to make so much more off the video.
Exactly.
So I get it, like, on that, to a certain point.
Like, for me, it's like, if you want to do a good deed for someone, go for it. 100% support it. But do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because at the end you are going to benefit more than the person you're supposedly helping. Or, you know, because, I don't know, because it makes you feel like superior and shit to help other people. Like, that is such a narcissistic thing to do when it comes to like taking advantage of other people that are not as fortunate as you are, and you coming along as like, oh, look how great I am. I saved you. I helped you.
I mean, there's certain video. I think Mr. Beast did one of like some guy who was like a street artist. He was homeless, and he like made him famous or something. And he actually like, he didn't like, I don't think he profited from whatever the video produced on YouTube. But everything else, I think he like sponsored like by putting his paintings in like an art show, and everything else went to the guy. And now he has a living off of that.
So that's different. Like, if you're actually wanting to better somebody's life and not just do things for views, like if it's gonna go beyond the 2-3 minute video that you're making, awesome, go for it. I completely agree. Now, have you seen? Another thing, a lot of those videos are fake. A lot of like the videos where people go and like find a homeless person, it's like, oh, here's some money, and then record their reaction. After they turn off the cameras, they take that money away.
What?
Yeah.
I have not seen that. I've seen the ones where I think someone like faked like their husband's sickness or something and made like a GoFundMe and made like a huge amount of money. I've seen that. That's messed up.
Society is collapsing.
Society is collapsing. At least the U.S. for now. From what I just pay attention to little things. I don't like to watch the news because it stresses me out.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, nothing makes sense. I feel like what people should really be focusing on is, just try to be a good person, try to live your life without hurting others, and do what makes you happy. Like, I don't understand the need to do all these extra things. I don't get it. I just don't understand why people, like to do like stupid things for stupid reasons. But anyways,
before we continue,
yeah,
we're in a temporary space here. This is something we decided to put down as we now live in Maryland and from the Carolinas. So, been a move, little adjustment.
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan of the state, but
I don't think I'm a fan of any state.
I was about to say, because you weren't a fan of you wanted to move out of the Carolinas, and then now you're here and you're like, I don't like it either. So,
like, I don't know where I would like to live.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just want to live, no matter where I will live, I would just want to live in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to see a neighbor. I don't want to, like, look out my window and see into somebody else's house. Like, I don't care where it is. I just want to be left alone.
Now, would you want, I know we've talked about it a couple of times, but would you move back to El Salvador, or is that only for the sanctuary you mentioned you want to open, or would you actually consider living there permanently?
I mean, I like El Salvador when we went, but I feel like I don't belong there, so it's hard for me to call it a home.
Mm-hmm.
Now it has changed a lot for those people that don't know. So I'm from El Salvador, and after almost a decade and a half of living here, we got the opportunity to go back, and it was very different from the time that I was there. And it felt nice. Like, it was really nice. But at the same time, it's like, I stand out too much. And I wouldn't say not in a good way. Like, it was more like,
they don't think you're from there.
Yeah.
And you were born there.
Yeah. It's like people look at me as like, oh, you're an outsider. And I'm over here like, but I'm not. Like, I was
where I lived
born
for the
here.
First 12, 13 years of my life.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where I feel like I just don't call it a home. I don't feel like it's home, but it's hard. Like, I don't feel like it's home here. And maybe there might be a lot of people that relate to this, but as an immigrant, that where you have you spend half of your life almost, where you're from, and then half of your life wherever you end up being, it's tough to call one of them a home. Like, I like living in the US. I mean, coming from from the times when I was growing up in El Salvador, and like growing up in a third world country, first off, is very difficult. But at the same time, I had a great life. And then when I moved to the US, I was like, oh my God. Like, first off, I do appreciate a lot of opportunities that I have here that I definitely, I don't have back home. But at the same time, it's like every place has its own problems. So it's like you're just shifting problems. Like, you go from having, problem A to now having problem B. It's never like, wow, I'm settled. This is perfect. This is what I wanted. It's more like you just go from one struggle to another struggle.
Right. Now, what do you think you would have been if you stayed over there? Because I know you said, I know your quality of life went down a little bit, but where do you think if you would have stayed over there? I know.
You know what? I feel like my mental health would be a lot better.
Would it though?
Yes.
Because during that time, wasn't there a lot of struggles government-wise, gang-wise and all that? It wasn't until recently that it became a better place to live and now one of the safest countries.
I mean, yes and no. Like I said, I just went from having one struggle to having a different struggle. Like, it's very different.
Okay.
I can't compare. There's two different things. Now, in El Salvador, the only thing that in every Latin American country, the only thing that I really have an issue with is that they're not as progressive as they should be. As a woman, it's already like life is hard enough, and living in a third world country as a woman is like 10 times harder. Now, coming to the U.S., I did have a little bit more of I guess you can say, saying by being a woman, but that's kind of being taken away.
I mean, things are changing here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would love to maybe find a neutral place, a place that I have, like a country that I have never been to before, where I can just be in the middle of nowhere, have a whole bunch of animals. And as much as I would like, which will never happen because I'm too lazy, and I'm also like, I don't know, I just like, it doesn't really interest me that much. And this is why I would die in a zombie apocalypse. I would love to have like, I would love to live a sustainable life where, I grow my own food, I take care of my own place. Like, I would love to do that, to have like a working ecosystem
Okay, yeah.
like within my home where I don't depend on the outside world. However, I'm too lazy.
I'll just say, and you don't have a green thumb. Every plant we've had has died. This is fake.
First off, I feel like the environment around me has not allowed me to really embrace my green thumb. Okay, so that is TBD. Let's just not jump into conclusions yet.
Right.
I clearly can keep animals alive, so I think that I'm not too far.
Well, maybe I should try it. But I'm also too lazy to do any type of greener, but I could try it. Maybe I have a greener thumb.
But I feel like you're not that lazy. I honestly feel like you're so handy. Like you're really impressive. Like you have a lot of good skills that if the end of the world were to come in, I think that you would definitely live a good year or two. You will find a way to make it happen. Now, me on the other hand,
put a TV on the wall.
No, you can do a lot of things. Like you could literally like build like you can build shelter.
I built floating gardens and stuff like that before.
Yeah, you got it. Like I think it comes natural to you because you not only you feel accomplished by making something, but you also just enjoy the process.
It's a sense of accomplishment. You see, the progress.
But I think you enjoy it, like step by step.
I enjoy it. I've always enjoyed Legos when I was a little kid.
I don't enjoy making things. I don't enjoy.
No, Bionicles was my thing. That was my favorite.
I didn't do Bionicle. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't feel like I will find the perfect place to live. I don't know. I feel like life is just hard on its own already. Like it's hard to find like enjoyment in it many times, and that's something that maybe if I didn't move to the US I wouldn't have like this outlook on life. Maybe I would be able to enjoy more like the simpler things. I don't know. I'm just dumb. I think we're fucked up as millennials. Like we are. Like we have way too much generational trauma. We have way too much what is it called? Historic events that we have witnessed. Like we have way too much of that. I think
it's just right now, like going back to the the US and the economy is not keeping the people and the wages is not keeping up with everything else. Like we're not that long ago we're trying to buy a house and it's just in order to afford a $300,000 house, which is like nothing here in Maryland specifically.
Yeah.
You got to make like $90,000 a year.
Yeah. But at the same time, we have just way too much fucked up shit happen. Like, we lived through 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
We lived through, and although I wasn't in the U.S. and you were a lot closer, but we lived through that. That was like a worldwide event. I mean, that affected a lot of things, not just the U.S. We lived through so many natural disasters.
That's true.
And we may not have lived through it like ourselves, but like we witnessed them. And if you look at how much we are destroying the earth and stuff, like all of those things, we're witnessing a lot of destruction, a lot of trauma, a lot of tragic events. So I feel like we're just, I don't know, we're kind of destined to, we're like a very messed up generation. And now you're talking about like the whole economy, we don't know where we fall as millennials. We were born in the time before the internet. Mm-hmm. We were born in a time where like you really didn't have access to to like computers and phones. Like that used to be a privilege before. That was like a luxury.
You had to go to internet cafes and then sit there with that weird dial tone.
Yeah, like you really had to go there. Like you had to have a phone and flip it open and then pull the antenna out.
Not even. They had just a little like Nokia that was just a little screen.
That was after.
Oh, that was after? Oh, okay. I don't know how.
No, honestly, like the very first cell phone that I saw when I was a kid, was like one that you opened and then you pull the antenna and like that's how you call.
Oh, I think the first. I mean, based on movies, it was that fat brick looking thing. It was gray, and it looked like
But not every.
a
That's the
little
thing.
thing, and then the bottom part opened up for the mic, and then they did have that huge antenna, but it was this massive thing.
No, I don't think I ever.
I saw that based off movies.
Yeah, well, movies are movies.
I know, but that's like the cell phone. Like when people had that, or I think the first phone that people talk about every time I used to go to like their homes and talk about cell phones because I used to have a career in selling phones was the bag phone. It was a phone that like kind of strapped around your shoulder and had a little thing here, and they would like it had like a little wire. Yeah, the bag phone.
What?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
people talked a lot about the bag phone.
But you see, but that's what I'm saying. It's like we have experience, like we experience life as kids without any type of internet, and then from there, the internet came into our lives, and then it progressed to being even more accessible, even just super easy, where we had all the information to our fingertips where we are now. But as like I think our generation doesn't know where to fall. Like, it's really hard to like dive into full internet and like I don't like Gen Z's, like they're like they make the most out of it.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, they're being bred with it basically.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We weren't. Like we have to learn it. We had to like
But
grow with it.
Yeah, but it was easier for us in like the previous generation.
Yeah, but then the previous generations also bought a house for 7 raspberries, and there you go. And now we're over here not wanting to have children because we cannot afford them. We're over here having to rescue all these broken animals because we're broken ourselves, trying to fix something broken. Like, let's be honest. Every generation, yes, had its perks, but I feel like
it's slowly declining.
Yeah, I feel like as time is going, the generations are having more and more struggles, different type of struggles, 110%. Yeah, we're not having the same struggles as like the 3 previous generations, but they're harder struggles to get over.
I get it. Yeah, I agree.
It's no longer I'm like work hard and then everything will be fine. No, now it's like we don't know. Like now no one knows. No one has an answer, and
everybody just keeps saying maybe next year, the election year, things will get better.
Yeah, and then taking politics out of the picture, I feel like it's just politics do influence a lot of stuff, but it's at the same time it's just in general. I feel like life has downgraded a lot. Like life is not this thing that people would be like, kind of like their goal was to enjoy it. Now life is just to survive. Now the goal is just survive, man. Just get through it. Get through the day. Just get through the day. And if you get through the day without having a mental breakdown, great. That means you succeeded that day. I mean, I'm very open as far as like mental health, not only because of the field that I'm in. Everybody in the veterinary field, we're awesome people, but we're also super broken. And
broken people fixing broken animals.
Yeah. I mean, that's really it. And not everybody will do our job.
It's hard.
Which is fair. If we don't do it, nobody else will do it. But at the same time, it's like we go through a lot of secondary trauma. And secondary trauma, for those that don't know, is when someone experiences or is affected by the trauma that somebody else is experiencing. So the trauma itself, you're not experiencing yourself firsthand, but you're almost witnessing somebody else go through the actual trauma, and that affects you. Like that legit affects you. So we carry a lot of baggage. We carry a lot of emotions. I mean, we go from having a puppy visit, super happy, it's a brand new puppy, to all of a sudden euthanizing a family pet that has been around for like decades. And we have to find a way to comfort those people. But at the same time, we have to like be able to switch it like in a millisecond. Be like, okay, we cried it. We're good.
Now on to
we
the next
took care of it.
Yeah.
Now we got to take care of this other animal that is not dying, that, we have to care for it. So being in the field like this, it's like mental health is very important. And the more that I've been exposed to mental health, not only because of the field, but also because of how mental health now, the fact that, like I said, life is becoming so hard to go through, mental health is declining a lot. So yes, there is more awareness to it, 110%. I agree. Yes, definitely take care of your mental health. But at the same time, we also have more shit to deal with that affects our mental health.
No, I agree.
So
It's not just little things of family now. It's the world and the economy, the housing, everything. The groceries. Back when we used to go to the grocery store, spend $100 in a week. Now we're spending $200 in a week. And luckily, we don't have to worry about gas prices. But I see these gas prices rising, and I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. You just said that in El Salvador, how much was the gas?
Oh, it's like almost like $5. Like $4.75.
$4.75. That's more than here.
No. So, it's like one of those things that I look at, like life is just itself it has changed so much. And at the end of the day, I'm very grateful for, where I am, where we are. I mean, I'm grateful that we found each other, and I'm grateful that I get to live life with you and vice versa. Like, I love it. I feel like this alone like makes it 10 times better than what it could be.
I told you. All you got to think about is us.
I know. But like I said, it's just hard. It's hard with so much going on around you.
I'm a little bit more optimistic, and I'd like to... I'm her anchor because...
I'm so negative.
She's super negative.
I'm proud of it.
The stress of everywhere just get to her, but I try to tell her and try to make her focus her energy onto us. I was like, as long as we're together, we got married for a reason, we have our children, as long as we can take care of our bubble, then we worry about the rest. That's all you got to worry about.
You just got to try your best. Live it day by day.
Day by day. You can't worry about tomorrow.
So talking about like living day by day. Yeah, but that's why we're like, we got to find a better way to make we got to find an easier way to live life. And so, we make the move. We're here. I hate it.
Okay, so going from what we were talking about earlier about living in the Carolinas, how she didn't like it, and now we're here. We're very grateful and happy that we're closer to my family.
I ain't got no family.
She ain't got no family, but it has been an adjustment because we feel like, personally, over there in the Carolinas, when it comes to just one small example, driving over there, people were crazy. They would drive around like there's no law, just like speeding, but that's about it. They didn't get in your way specifically. But here, I don't know how what's it called? The driving test that you go at the MVA, DMV for other places. It's a lot more strict because I took it here, but I don't know how some of these people got licenses because they stop in the middle of the road. I had one person the other day just stop at a green light on the lane that goes straight instead of turning left, and like just stayed there. And I was like honking my horn, like, move. What are you doing? Like, get on the left lane if you're going to make a left turn. And they were just going down the freeway, accelerating. There could be no one on the road. We're going a solid 70 miles an hour. And out of nowhere, they just brake. They just decide to brake. And I'm what is happening?
I feel like I'm going to have to end up beating somebody up in the middle of the freeway one day.
I've never had so much road rage since I moved here.
Yeah. Like, I want someone to try me. I go out of the house, I choose violence every day. And I want someone to try me. And I want it to be like, all right, let's square up. Let's do it. Please try me so I can have a reason to like get my anger out on you. Like, I want someone to do that. And that's where intrusive thoughts come in. I love talking about intrusive thoughts because I have so many.
I agree. And she does. And so do I.
But they're so fun. Like, intrusive thoughts are so fun. It's kind of like, I mean, everybody has them. Some people are just a little bit more honest about them, and some are not. Some think like, oh no, my mind is healthy. I never think anything bad.
No.
I'm like, no.
Everybody has dark thoughts. I know you do. Don't lie.
I have so many dark thoughts. It's bad.
It's kind of like, what's it called? That movie? What's it called? What was that movie? Monster-in-Law with Jennifer Lopez, and where she would like pretend to like smash her mother-in-law's face into the cooking, but then it was just a thought.
But that's an intrusive thought. Thing, though. Like, like, I love intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thoughts kind of like make life a little bit more interesting. Now, it all depends on how far you take it. I'm not saying like act up on them, but I'm saying is like just be honest about them. Like, for example, one of the most common intrusive thoughts, and I know, and I've heard a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have this, is when I drive, I just want to drive straight into a tree.
What? Okay, so I want to say I want to drive straight into a tree, but I want to sometimes when I get mad, I just want to like bumper car people, just you know.
No, I don't. Well, this is the thing with me. Is like my intrusive thoughts are like first they're mostly when I'm driving, which I think like most people agree with that. But it's almost like, oh, I have never had an experience where I like crash, so I want to know how it feels. Now it's stupid.
Now something. Did you know why most of your intrusive thoughts happened while you're driving and why you get angry while you're driving?
Why?
It's because your mind is on high alert. You're focusing on the road. You're focusing on one thing. And when someone comes in and interrupts that train of thought, it makes you mad. Imagine you're like at home trying to relax. You're focusing on just easing your mind. Or let's say you're doing a test, you're focusing and someone comes in, starts making noise, gets in the way. It makes you mad.
Yeah.
Same thing with driving.
I guess. Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, I love intrusive thoughts. I don't mind talking about them. My intrusive thoughts are, not all of them are violent, but like I said, most of them I have whenever I'm driving. So they do come, unfortunately, out of road rage. But I like intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thoughts are interesting. They're kind of, I mean, some people act upon them. You know, they shouldn't.
That's wrong. No, don't do that. Keep them to yourself. Talk to your therapist about them.
But
That's about it.
For me, it's more like intrusive thoughts are just, it's kind of like what makes us human in a way. Like,
It allows us to choose the right from wrong.
yeah.
Because that's what, everybody, I would hope so. You choose the right every day. So
At least you try.
at least you try. But every day, you make a choice. So it's a choice of going the right way.
Yeah, like like I said, some days I wake up and I'm like, ugh.
Some days you
I
choose
just choose violence.
Ev-
And other
About
days
65% of the days.
I would say more like 35, but okay, we'll move on. But anyways, so yeah, like intrusive thoughts are interesting. I would say a lot of people don't admit they have them, but I think the more, like us, the more people that go into the internet and start talking about things, the more things come to light. So it's really interesting. Like I recently got Reddit.
Okay. Yeah. You downloaded Reddit.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
You can go down a rabbit hole in Reddit.
It is crazy. Like first off, great. I love the fact that now we are able to, like I said, living in the internet era, we are able to kind of let our thoughts out without having to physically go through the process of it.
What do you mean, like going to a therapist or something?
No, just like, kind of put in, a lot of the thoughts that we have are embarrassing. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things that we think about, we're like, we wish we didn't think about. And we definitely don't want people to know that we're thinking about them. So that's where Reddit comes into place. And that's where a lot of like our social media comes into place, depending on how you use social media. Now, I like to use my social media just in a way to like just showcase what I want to show people. That's how most people use social media. Now, other people use social media as like a way to just stay connected to family. Other people use it as a way to like live a second life, like live this crazy, like this crazy fantasy.
Was it like great. A movie or something where like a girl was pretending to like be at the beach and she just had pull downs?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people get caught with that. It's funny, like now you mentioned that because there are a lot of influencers that now that that's a career. There's a lot of influencers that fake it. They fake it so much and they get caught.
Because you gotta fake it till you make it.
I know, but I mean, it's good that we have it. Just like use it responsibly. But Reddit is a very, very interesting place. I did not know.
Some dark things in there.
Well, I mean, I don't go that deep.
But it's just from like watching TikTok videos. I've seen a lot of that where they have their confessions.
I feel like my favorite ones have to be "Am I the Asshole?"
Oh, okay. I haven't seen those.
I feel like that has to be my favorite one.
I think you told me about one the other day.
Yeah, there's so many, and a lot of people go into those threads thinking they know they're the asshole. Mm-hmm. Like they know, but they go into these platforms wishing people will support them and tell them
they want validation.
Yeah, like no, you're not the asshole. Like you're so completely right. So it's really interesting the way that the mind works. So yeah, Reddit is a very, very it can be a very dark place, but it can also be a very entertaining place depending on how you look at it and depending how you use it. But like I really, it's kind of a way for you to, at least for me to like realize that, hey, we're all having like kind of the same struggles, or some people are making like their struggles a lot bigger than what they are. I don't know. I just find it entertaining. I just find it funny. Like, it's not, I understand some people really have it's, whether there are like mental issues or physical issues, like they have stuff they need to definitely work on. But I really find it entertaining.
But if you have very dark thoughts, please see a therapist or psychiatrist, something, please. No, but for Reddit, what I get is mainly like, it's the same thing as YouTube. Like, my algorithms are the same, are conspiracy theories. So going back to when you said about 9/11, it really brought about the thought about how, or what I think is like, how does a plane hit towers? I get it. It should destroy like the top half. Yeah. But how does a whole like structural building fall? To this day, I can't see how a couple of planes hitting a building that's, concrete all the way through down to the foundation can collapse without there being other, let's say, explosions that were premeditated.
Yeah. I know, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of questions and not enough answers.
Yeah. So there's the theory that it was done by our government.
Yeah. I mean, our government is shady.
Yeah.
My FBI agent, if you're watching this, just know that I know you're watching me and I don't care.
Don't care. I got an uncle in the Secret Service.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to mention any names.
You're too much. But I like conspiracy theories. They're really interesting. For me, it's more like I really, now that I'm older, I kind of enjoy seeing the other person's point of view. When I was younger, I used to just be like, no, I'm right.
More close-minded.
Yeah, but like not really close-minded. Like I was too open-minded that I couldn't figure out how people could be close-minded.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like it's the opposite of closed-minded, but kind of the same. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I used to be like...
You were so open-minded that your mind was closed.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. When I was younger, I used to just like not listen to the other party. Like I used to be like, nope, you're wrong, I'm right. Nope. And
when I met you were like that.
Yeah. No, like that's, baby, we've been together for like a decade.
I know.
So it's like we were very young when we first started. But yeah, I used to be like, I just didn't want to listen to different thoughts than mine. And now that I'm older, I like listening to like
other people's thoughts.
Other people, or just knowing like, oh, like how can people think like that? How can people think that the certain things are okay that are really not okay? I find it very fascinating. And then, like, low-key entertaining, really.
Right, no, I get it. I mean, we had that conversation with friends of ours down in the Carolinas about how they they thought about life and religion. And some of my parents, same thing. We had a conversation with my mom the other day, and it was very, like, open. Like, hey, like, it was very, like, okay, I see how you think, why you would think this way. Mm-hmm. And we had an honest conversation why we think this way.
Which at the end of the day, I have kind of learned that if someone is living a life that I personally wouldn't like to live, if someone is practicing something that I personally wouldn't do, but they are happy doing so, and they are not hurting others doing so.
Or animals.
By others, I mean animals.
Oh,
I mean
freak people.
But I mean by others, I mean like any living creature. Okay. Let's put it that way. If they're doing all these things that I typically would be like, oh my God, like I'd be like, oh, there's no way. Like I'm like, you know what? If it makes you happy,
go for it.
Do your thing. If you want to be in a cult, do your thing. If you want to, I'm being serious. Like if you want to not shave, do your thing. I don't care. But like, now that I'm older and having like almost like opening my mind to listening to those like things like conspiracy theories, for example, I'm like, interesting. Like I love how some people think the like Earth is flat.
Oh my God, yes.
I think that has to be like one of my kind of favorite conspiracy theories that they have proved themselves wrong.
It was a video where like I think it was like two fences and they like made a hole and they put the camera and the light. Yeah, and they're like, okay,
I remember.
So this will prove that the world is flat because if we could see the light, it'll be good. And then I think they shined it through and they're like, we don't see anything. Raise the light above you, and then they raised it up and they're like, oh.
And that's it. Like It doesn't, they don't elaborate on it. They don't comment on it. They're like, nope. The earth is still flat. So those are the things that I find interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I don't agree with them. It is something that I definitely don't think is right. But at the end of the day, why am I going to disturb my peace trying to fight that? I'm like, if that's how you think, great. Like, I'm kind of at that level where talking about religion, if you watch our episode Religions and Belief, you will know that we are not religious. Religion is kind of, in my opinion, a way to just have power.
It's a way to have peace with the afterlife,
Well,
I think. It's
for
like
some people, it's a way
yeah.
to have peace, and for other people, it's a way to have power.
It depends on how.
It depends on where
yeah.
you are.
Okay.
Where you are in the scale. Now, I know I mean, I know too much about religion. That's why I don't like religion. And then as far as like, let's say if we talk about God, as far as believing on a God, I don't. And that doesn't mean that if there's someone out there that, there's people out there that believe in God, great. I will respect that. 110%.
We kind of wish we could in order to ease our mind, but it's just something that
would make our life so much simpler.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't agree with is, first, I don't respect religions that don't respect me for things that I can't control, such as being a woman. I'm sorry, but if your religion talks down on women, there's no way that I can go to a place and like I can find a place where I can respect that. I don't agree with that. I'm never gonna fake it. No. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't choose to be fucking born and have a vagina. It's stupid. It is just stupid the way that people think. And I will never, like, I just won't agree with it. So those are the things that, yes, there are things that I'm fine with. But like I said, as long as you're not hurting others, you are not like disrespecting others, then live your life. Now, if you are disrespecting and hurting others, then you deserve to be disrespected back. And that's where that's where I'm like, I'm not going to stay quiet. Like, I'm going to
speak up.
I'm going to say something. Like, I can't control it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's so many topics nowadays that are very controversial that definitely people cannot talk about. And unfortunately, as we like to say, the world is becoming more woke. It's not. It's really not.
It's getting a little out of hand. They're saying that it's woke, but it's not. I get it to the point, for example, if we talk about the LGBT community, you can be, love whoever you want, like whoever you like, but when it starts affecting others, because they think that it's affecting them, but then they're the ones also believing them, it's like they want us, they're the only ones that are right. It's never like you and I and us and with my parents and other people, we have our own conversations, our own differences, but we mutually can come together and have a discussion about it. Then that's great. But when it becomes like, no, I'm right and you're wrong and that's how it's going to be.
But there's no evidence?
Then there's exactly. Exactly. So, and then also, when it comes to, let's say, gender change, a little video I saw the other day, would you allow a kid to get a tattoo, something that's permanent?
I think it was like a 12-year-old to get a tattoo.
Yeah, it was like a 12-year-old to get a tattoo on their body. Would you allow that? And they were like, no. Would you allow them to get a sex change? Yes.
No.
How does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's tough nowadays. Yeah, like you can, in a way, be more open, but also in the same way, you can't be too open.
Exactly.
Hey, keep some thoughts to yourself, because then you are going to be labeled like an enemy for a lot of people, which at the end of the day, is not about being enemies. It's not about being right or wrong. It's just about like coming to an agreement and an understanding of like, hey, we're all different. Hey, we all need to respect each other. And that's okay. Like, it's okay that some people, if you like the color yellow, but then there's someone that doesn't like the color yellow.
Exactly.
That's okay. Like,
we wear black.
It's okay. And I feel like that's a lot of time. That's something that a lot of people nowadays don't seem to understand, that humans are different for a reason. Humans are this very complex creatures for a reason. The same way that we have different thoughts should be the same way that we should be able to understand.
It's what makes us human.
Yeah.
What separates us from the apes. The apes, they all have their one reason to live and mate and continue. Where we have, that
we're
more
complex.
We're more complex. We have, more brain function, which allows us to have that different thought, what you think and what I think don't always agree.
No, we don't always. And that's, that's one of the things that's why we have the podcast, because we're two different individuals coming together to share our like life experiences. I mean, I love our podcast. I love our relationship. At the end of the day, as everybody should, you should grow as
Correct.
time goes. You should definitely grow. Don't be stuck in the same place. You should experience new things, learn new things, gain more knowledge. Just try to be a better person every day. Like I mentioned, I wasn't always the way that I am now. I took a lot of growing of me. It took a lot of realization of me. It took a lot of like, hey, maybe I am wrong. It took a lot of just like recognizing that I am not
Let me be
always
more
right.
open and listen to others' also point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that I agree. Doesn't mean that I agree with everybody. I don't. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Clearly whatever I have to say is not going to change the way that you think. So why am I going to put my energy there?
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. It's like your energy is something you should definitely nurture and cherish, because not everybody deserves it. Not everything deserves it. So just take care of it. Make sure that you are putting your energy somewhere where it's going to benefit you.
100% agree.
Yeah, so I mean, life in general is hard. We're just trying to live day by day, talk about issues. So,
yeah,
we're back in this whole dynamic again. And we want you guys to come back. We want new people to come and listen. And if you agree, great. And if you don't, great. Like, tell us.
Yeah.
We're not going to be mad.
Yeah, leave us a like, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Tell us if you missed us. Tell us if it's like, go away, don't come back.
No, don't tell me that.
Tell me. I like to know. I'm like, look at this person.
Clearly, he's not affected that much.
Nope. I love it. It brings a smile to my face because it makes me know that whatever I'm doing, they're jealous of.
Oh my God.
It's true. Or else why would they even bother to put the comment?
I guess. Well, I guess this is it for episode whatever we're on now, because we lost track for not doing it so long.
We're going to start another one. We're going to start season 2, chapter 1.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. But, we want to do this again. So come back.
Thanks, guys. If you don't follow us, give us a follow. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple TV, Amazon Music, all the above. Everything you can think of. Thanks, guys.